everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Prit and you're watching the Marketing Nomad Talks. So last week I kickstarted a 3-part series on social media trends of 2020. Now if you haven't watched my video on video marketing, be sure to check that out. But I'm not going to be talking about the usual stuff that you see videos about. Today I'm going to be talking about how do you research your target audience for your social media ads. Now, before we get into how to research your target audience, let's first take a step back and understand why is it so important to optimize your audience targeting. Now, like I mentioned before, this is definitely a rising trend for 2020. Now, what does that mean for you? Since this is a rising trend, more and more companies are going to be investing in social media ads for 2020. That means not only is the space going to be so much more competitive, but it is also going to start getting heavier on your pocket, just because there are other companies willing to invest in the same space. Now, in a situation like that, you ideally want to make sure that you are using your complete budget in looking for people who have a higher probability of converting. Once you make sure that the audience you are targeting has a higher probability of converting, that's just going to give you complete control over your social media ads. And not just that, it is also going to maximize your return on investment. Now, before you get too stressed out about how competitive this space is going to get for 2020, I'm going to tell you to sit back and relax. Now, the best part about these social media ads is that there is an avenue to narrow down your audience so that you are hyper-focused on finding only the audience that will convert. Now, my first step to hyper-target your audience would be to first find their parallel interests. What are some of the other products that your consumers are more likely to use that are not really in direct competition with your product or service? It's more like finding a complementary product or service. For example, suppose your company coaches, students for GRE and GMAT. At that given stage of their lives, your target audience would most likely be looking at education loans. They would also be affiliated with various university groups on social media as well. And that is something you need to leverage. Let's hop onto Facebook now, and I'll give you a tiny idea of what I mean when I say you have to leverage this interest of theirs. Let's probably take a keto meal delivery company. I've actually been looking into keto myself, so this is something that's on my mind. So forgive me for that, guys. But all right, let's assume I'm a keto meal delivery company. It's kind of popular now, so let's try to figure out what they would be trying to target. If I take a minute and think about the audience for people who will subscribe for this keto meal kit, it would be people who are health conscious, obviously. So let's go to Health Magazine, because I'm pretty sure they will be subscribing to one or two of the health magazines. So health and fitness, I want to put that in. I think my thing is too specific, so put in look at that. Men's health was good. I thought that was good. Men's Health Magazine. Again, not too specific. Let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going. Nutrition. Nutrition would be another. Vegan nutrition. Human nutrition. Sports nutrition. There you go, guys. Now it's pretty well defined. But as you keep adding these parallel interests, you can increase your potential audience size, and you can be, kind of sure that the 98,000 people that you are showing your ad to, they have a high probability of clicking your ad. So there are ways to obtain this information, and it's not that hard. Ask your existing consumers what are their interests. Maybe even do like a survey giveaway, like you give them a $10 Starbucks card if they fill a survey out for you. You can ask them which of the following magazines do they read. Probably give the first 3 options and then maybe put an option of other and then make them fill it out themselves. Another question that you could ask them would be, what are some of the Facebook groups that you are affiliated with? And then list out a few that you think they could be a part of. You could also ask them what are the websites that they frequent. There are ways to obtain this information, and it doesn't have to be expensive. There are Google Forms which are free. You can always put quizzes or polls on your Instagram and Facebook stories. Again, guys, absolutely free. So don't worry, narrowing your audience does not have to be complicated, does not have to be expensive. All it needs is a little bit of common sense and a lot of asking your consumers. Alright guys, I have come to the end of my video. I hope you found this super informative. I will see you next week, Tuesday, to talk more about the next social media trend of 2020, and that is micro-influencers.